Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Briseño, and for my GRACE project, I chose to focus on promoting inclusion in the classroom while also maintaining that faith based perspective. I chose this topic because today many students continue to feel excluded, whether that means because of their backgrounds, their learning style, or academic challenges. Thinking of that faith-based perspective, we need to remember that we are all uniquely created in God's image. And as teachers, we need to recognize that value and that dignity that every student we encounter will have as an individual. My idea for change is to create that digital space, specifically a Padlet blog that serves as a hub of encouragement, learning, and growth. This space will focus on celebrating those strengths rather than focusing on those perceived differences students may have. I also plan to intentionally connect the concept of inclusion with God's values, which can include compassion and unity to really create that positive community. When creating this project, I wanted to use some of the things that I used were my multiple intelligences. For example, I used my intrapersonal intelligence by using my emotional awareness to create sensitive and reflective resources available to my students, parents, and teachers. I also used my naturalist intelligence by incorporating metaphors such as quotes from nature to show how our classrooms can thrive when we do honor that diversity. To implement my idea for change, as I mentioned, I created this Padlet blog, which is filled with resources for teachers, students, and parents. This digital resource hub includes subsections such as quotes, a classroom toolbox, watch, listen, and learn, and a must read section. So, two things that I want to highlight for my Padlet that are my favorite are first one, this section under Watch, Listen, and Learn, which will make available podcasts and videos, specifically a resource of a YouTube video called What is UDL? It's really an informative video that explains clearly the purpose and importance of that strategy, which, for example, for my parents, they can watch and listen to this in order to understand the reasoning behind my instructional choices in the classroom. Secondly, the podcast, The Cult of Pedagogy by Jennifer Gonzalez, is also awesome because it offers tips for educators on how to incorporate inclusion into their daily classroom routines and lessons, which they can listen to on their way to work. I plan to introduce this Padlet, this resource, during the first month of the school year, during back to school night, to both parents and the students, and incorporate it during our monthly staff meetings as well with my fellow teachers, and continue to add add multiple resources to the blog. Ultimately, my goal is for inclusion to move beyond just a one-time conversation and instead become like a living, breathing part of the classroom environment. As I continue on this journey to becoming a teacher, I plan on continuing to plant those seeds of belonging, nurturing every student's unique gifts, and building a space where everyone is truly seen and valued. Thank you so much for listening.